Right, okay, take the Beetle, take the 992, merge these cars together and see what happens. Hey everyone, welcome back to Rendered with Kyza. I'm Khyzyl Salim, and today we're going to take a look at probably one of the world's most recognisable cars, a Volkswagen Beetle. I'm going to do something a little bit unusual. I think I'm going to merge it with something new, that being a brand new 992 Porsche GT3. The curiosity got the better of me, and it's definitely one to watch. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay then, so let's take a look at this build. And first off, I've always wanted to modify a Volkswagen Beetle. I've done modified versions in the past, but I always felt that I was yet to truly tackle something unique with this car as a base. Now, you're gonna look at this and think, what the hell is this guy on about? And why on earth is he creating this monstrosity? The answer is, in all honesty, curiosity. Porsche's design language is ever evolving somewhat, and it's taking slightly different forms, over the last few years, but they always seem to keep pushing the boundaries in terms of design and their own design language. Now, we all know that Porsche has a huge fan base, and well, sometimes the Beetle is often jokingly referred to as basically being a Porsche. I love the 992 Porsche GT3. It's a magnificent machine, and it looks really good on the road. So instead of doing the usual wide body and slamming the car, I wanted to push the boat a little bit out there and merge these two cars together. Now, this process isn't a pretty one, as you'll see, and the end product is, well, it's what I set out to do. It's a Beetle GT3. So I start off the typical way, have a look around online of both cars, put them together in a pure F scene, just to compare them, see the stock shapes, just get a little bit of a visual kind of gallery going. Yeah, I was quite eager to jump directly into this one. Now, I am not traditionally taught in design, which can sometimes be quite obvious. I am learning aero and engineering aside from what I do on a daily basis, but hopefully in the long run it'll make my designs a lot better, so I'm quite excited about that journey. Creating a quick, rough mock-up always helps, because I don't typically sketch. I used to a lot, especially when I was younger. When I worked at EA Games, I would sketch. These days, I tend to visualize in my head. It makes it difficult for me to explain what's going on, so I'll try. So we see, got the Beetle open, and I start by mocking up the kind of front fenders first. Now, I'm trying to keep the shape of the VW very recognizable. I'm not trying to shift the proportions of the car, so I'm trying to mock up the fenders, make them maybe slightly wider but modernized to also follow the shapes of the Porsche, so just trying to match everything. Again, this is all my own personal kind of opinion and my personal design choices. There's no right and wrong, essentially. Sometimes I do wonder why I have a computer and I am allowed to do the things that I do, but yeah, sometimes you end up with something quite unique and different, or something that no one's ever seen before, which I think this is. Getting a very quick, rough mock-up of shapes and designs helps me figure out what's working and what isn't. I create the front end of this Beetle without the signature overhanging front bonnet, and I wanted to see how that would look, but it's quickly evident that it's not really working in the way I expected it to. I start adding in the front splitter element from the Porsche as well, and I really like that, but you'll see I keep it kind of flat, so I wasn't going to put any side lights in originally, and just design wise it didn't look correct. It didn't have the visual element that I was imagining, and you wouldn't look at that and be like, yes, I know where the car's from. I tweak bits, just start deleting polygons and hoping for the best, which is pretty much how I work in general. I start to create these intakes and widen them and adjust the shapes and alter the shapes. A lot of tweaking polys. And then we get to the rear of the car. So you'll see I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate that overhang on the 992. The way beneath the lights on the rear bumper, you have this cut-out section with the bumper and then the diffuser. And trying to get that to work with the signature rear overhang of the Beetle was quite a challenge. And it's a lot of tweaking, just moving things up and down just to try and get that flow to work. I widen kind of the rear fenders a little bit, moving verts out, and just constantly trying to adjust till I get a shape that flows that I'm happy with. This goes on for quite a while, a lot of back and forth. You'll see I start building in kind of the rear bumper section as well, and then copy over the diffuser from the Porsche, and it's almost starting to really come together. Rebuilding the front splitter of the car as well, adding in the wing mirrors from the Porsche. I picked a point that I really wanted to incorporate in this design, and that point was the 992 rear overhang on the rear bumper. So as soon as I got that in, I tried to kind of everything just kind of melted together. Making sections black really helps separation in terms of designs like this. So you'll see that I try to experiment with creating the rear engine cover in black. I separate the roof line as well, make that black, and it just, besides immediately updating the car, it gets it looking more like the counterpart that I tried to get it to look like. I'm not a huge fan of Swantail spoilers, but it works on this car. And it looked kind of cool on the Beetle as well, just because of the rear stubbiness. And then I fully import the interior from the GT3 as well, just I see I kind of make it the signature Porsche blue that we're so used to seeing as well. And then as we get to the kind of final stages of this design, things kind of came together quite quickly and quite well. It doesn't look as wild as I thought it would at the end. I tried to keep the lights in the same position, except for the rear end of the car. So on the front, they are in the original place that the Beetle lights are. They're just Porsche headlights, so slightly more oval. Trying to make those work without looking completely alien, and I think it looks okay. But the rear lights were quite difficult, and I tried a few different variations of this. Honestly, it's been one of the most challenging things I've worked on so far, I think, purely just from an aesthetic kind of way. To imagine setting yourself a design brief. Right, okay, take the Beetle, take the 992, merge these cars together and see what happens. That's pretty much the outcome here, except I've had to rebuild a lot. Please let me know if there's anything in particular you want to learn. Now I know that I kind of tend to blast through these videos quite quickly, but there's a lot going on in a short space of time. So if there's a particular element that you're interested in knowing more about, then yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll have the team kind of try and pick out something. If you have any specific questions, please let me know below. And yeah, there we go. We have Beetle mixed with a 992 GT3 Porsche. Yeah, it's a unique one for sure. thank you very much for watching this latest episode. I hope you don't mind the back and forth. Hopefully it's justified in the end product. But yeah, please give a like and subscribe if you want to see more of these episodes. Hit that little bell notification if you want to be notified when these episodes drop as well. And I'll see you for the next one, where we head to Japan for something slightly more JDM.